would be kind of a generic game plan you would say for a man to really fuck someone good?
Okay, well, I think that the first thing, if you really want to do that, the first thing that you have to do is let a girl know that you're obsessed with making her feel good, and that's what gets you off. And with that context, draw out the information of what she likes and have her talk to you about it in detail. And let her know that that turns you on. So that's step one.
So it's just saying, like, so if we're going to hook up, you know.
Yes, let her know.
I got to be honest. Like, this would be role play, okay?
Okay.
So I got to be honest with you.
Okay, I'm listening.
I want to make you come.
Really?
Yeah.
What if I just want to make you come?
Oh, yeah. But...
Oh, no, you already failed the test.
Too many sexy ladies are underappreciated. They deserve more than a standalone goon. This looks like a job for not one but two goons. Two goons, not one but two goons. 7 hours in the bathroom.
Today's episode is guest starring internet sensation and porn superstar Emma Magnolia.
Why the podcast hiatus?
Podcast hiatus? I just didn't feel like it.
So you were doing them, what, a year ago in bunches and batches? And
like a year and a half ago, I would go on tons and tons.
Adam 22 and Plug Talk, that kind of stuff?
I've been on them, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my first podcast that got a lot of views was No Jumper.
Yeah,
oh, you did No Jumper.
Yeah, No Jumper cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's viewed.
Did you do Plug Talk?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So you had the threesome?
No. I did Plug Talk with another male performer.
Oh, yeah, because sometimes they do that. They just have, like, they'll bring in a guy, and then the guy just does the scene with them. Yeah.
I did my first anal on Plug Talk.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Wow, they got your anal.
Silly.
Yeah.
I was, like, new to Ella, and I was like, what the hell? Sure.
So, okay, did they go like, hey, you've never done anal, do you want to do it with us? How does a girl decide who she gives her anal scene to?
I think I should have held off on it longer because little did I know, because I was kind of new to LA, little did I know it's like a very powerful negotiation chip that you can hold between companies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will say every girl should produce her own first anal if she likes making money, so that she can sell it herself.
Right.
But girls who have like a big career with studio stuff, they'll like hold off on their first anal and try to like use it to either
get that paycheck.
Get a paycheck, like negotiate. Like I've heard of girls getting like over $20,000 for their first anal, and like a standard rate for a scene is like $1,500. Yeah, I've heard.
Someone told me that yesterday, by the way. So the guy who came over, we went grabbed food with. So he's smoking weed with me. And I'm like, and he's like, oh yeah, he was talking about male stars, and he's like, yeah, this one male star is like, he's the biggest paid male star per video or whatever. I was like, how much are they getting? Like 5,000? He laughed. He goes, no, it's like 1,000. But I mean, again, it does.
That's really high for a guy.
Yeah, $1,000.
Really?
Yeah, I would say that's very high for a guy. Industry standard for girls is closer to $1,500.
Yeah.
But then depending on like who you are and like what kind of social capital you have, you can charge more.
Yeah. If you're a big star, obviously you're gonna pull a little more. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's kind of doing the mainstream stuff is like, it's like a billboard. Like you're trying to you're like, hey, if I get on this, I'm gonna push all my people over to my OF and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm kind of chilling. I haven't done one in a long time.
Oh, you haven't done pro?
No, I used to.
But no, I'm saying in a long time you haven't.
Yeah, I haven't done a pro scene in a long time. I'm on a, who knows if my hiatus will end. But I'm just focusing on my OnlyFans stuff.
But now that's a bargaining chip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, how do we get her back?
How do we get?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I feel like it's more just me loving to chill and hang out.
Really?
It's like getting Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. They're like, put on the suit. Put on the suit. Yeah, dude. They want you to put the suit on.
And I don't put the suit on.
And you don't put the suit on.
I never put it on again.
No, unless the price is fucking like they're. I mean, we don't have to say what your price would be, but I'm sure there's a number that could get you back in.
I'm sure it would be hefty.
Yeah, hefty number.
Yeah, you were doing it for years, and then you just said, OnlyFans more lucrative.
I did it for like a year.
Oh, you only did a year. Mm-hmm. What were you doing before the year? Were you?
I just OnlyFans before that, and then I did pro for a year, and then I was like, I think I'm chill, just doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because it's more fun.
Just more fun. You're more creative control.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Sorry.
Okay.
But are you still doing stuff? You would do stuff with your friends, like crazy group stuff. Like,
I do. I'll do that whether it's on or off camera.
Yeah.
Women, men?
More women, yeah.
Didn't you do like something where you waterboarded a guy with spit?
Yes. Wow. You did your research on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever I was a stripper back in the day, I would do pro dom stuff sometimes, and I had this guy reach out to me. His first text to me was so funny. He was like, "Have you ever heard of Findom?" I was like, "Yeah, I've heard of it. What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Which it means financial domination.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys know.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe the audience doesn't
yeah.
know. Yeah, he requested for me and my stripper friends to like fill a large jar full of spit, and I forgot, so I was like fuck, and so I was on the way, like it was like a 2-hour drive to where I was meeting him, and I was just spitting in this jar, and so I had this mason jar filled up of spit that was honestly kind of diluted because I had been drinking so much water to try to create enough spit, within like
saliva.
several hours. I know, and it, no matter how fresh your breath is, a jar full of saliva, it's not pleasant.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that from
Yeah.
from the masks during COVID.
Yeah, they start to reek. Yeah.
I told when I would go out with the person I was dating at the time, I'm like, get a new mask. This fabric stinks.
Ew. So yeah, I was kind of in the moment with him, and we had kind of talked over enough consent stuff that I felt comfortable doing this, but I was supposed to force him to drink it. Oh, I want to like throw up even just thinking about that.
Yeah, that's so gross.
But instead, I covered his face with a rag and I waterboarded him.
Yeah. Okay.
With like what is this measurement? Like
That's
not a gallon, but it's
That's a liter.
a
Yeah.
liter.
That's a liter.
I would
like
say
mason
2.
jar.
Yeah, maybe 2 liters.
2 liters. Yeah.
Either way, it's a sizable amount of fucking spit, and
Yeah.
so I poured it all over his face, and he was devastated in a positive way. He loves to be
Yeah.
devastated. Yeah.
Where were you stripping at?
I stripped in a few places. My main spot was Little Rock, Arkansas, which is very
Really?
because that's where I am from. I lived all my 20s there.
How was it there?
Not very good. Not very good. And then from there, I went to Texas, which was a lot better.
Where in Texas?
I worked at this booty club in Austin called Foxy's.
Okay, because I know that Austin's known for the red rose, yellow rose.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, those are the
Not
big
familiar.
ones. They always get shutouts on Kill Tony.
I would live in Little Rock, and I would just drive down to Austin
What
for a
is
week
that,
because it was so much easier. It was like 6
Oh,
hours.
that's not that bad.
Not bad. 6 or 8 or something like that.
And it was that lucrative where it's like worth the drive to it's worth the drive to Texas.
Yeah, because I mean, at the time, like I would drive down to Texas, and I could make like $800-ish a night, and I would
Wow.
just work for a week. And then, my rent was fucking cheap in Arkansas, so I was like, I'm good for the month.
I was a ripper in DC.
What's that?
Stripper.
Oh,
Yeah.
20 years ago.
like a male stripper.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, not a female stripper. Before the
So many things can change in 20 years.
Yeah,
you
this
know?
was
So
before the
many
trans
things.
movement, and I'll tell you, if I was a
I don't
lady,
know,
I'd be
there was-
one
there was-
ugly bitch.
There was trans people 20 years ago.
Yeah,
But anyways, do you have crazy stories?
I used to strip. So I was going into college in Baltimore, and I was like, I liked dance. I liked the gay lifestyle because I was like,
Facts.
I was fucking guys, but on the DL. So that was my only way to get access to gay dudes on a regular, normative way that nobody would kind of question. They're like, "Ooh, why is he in a gay club?" If
Your
anyone ever-
workaround from coming out of the closet was just to
Yeah.
become a gay male stripper?
Yeah, so I did that in 2000 and.
That is some crazy mental gymnastics, but I love it.
Yeah, so I did that 2002, and I did a couple weeks in Baltimore. It was kind of shitty, and someone told me, and it was like 22 or 20. No, I did this in 2020 because I was I went to DC and I did it illegally because I was underage. I remember having a fake ID.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember the guy John Parks, who was the manager at Secrets and Ziegfeld, who I found out recently died. But I was dancing in Baltimore in this like what you would expect a Baltimore gay strip club would be. It's kind of like a gay bar, but there's like the bar.
Like kind of divey.
Yeah, divey, but there's the bar top around, making maybe $100 a night, and it was fine. It was like more. I didn't have any money. I was 20 years old, going to college, playing baseball, and then one of the guys said, "Take the train to DC. They'll love you." I take the Amtrak to DC one night. I met a sugar daddy who basically, without having sex with him, let me stay at his place in Crystal City.
So they did love you at the
Yeah,
gay club in DC.
And I was making $200 a night at Secrets and Ziegfeld. It was fun. There were so many like hot dudes. Nobody knew who the fuck I was because I knew nobody in DC. It's 45 minutes an hour away from Baltimore. I would go there. I actually hurt my shoulder that season, so I didn't play that season. I would just go down every weekend. I would leave Friday morning, go to Crystal City, Pentagon City area, stay at the Sugar Daddies. He gave me a condo key fob and go and dance on the Friday night, dance on a Saturday night, fuck guys on the Saturday night, and go back to Baltimore Sunday.
So you did get access to the DL gay sex that you wanted.
Oh, it was incredible.
That's amazing. I love like insane workarounds to being gay that gay people do like before they come out. I remember myself like when I was in high school, I was like, oh, I want to make out with a girl so bad. And so whenever my good friends would get boyfriends, I was like, if you need anybody to practice making out with before you do it, let me know. I would totally take one for the team and do it with you if you wanted to, but no pressure.
Are you like primarily gay, or you like swap back and forth?
I do mostly date women.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was you had to get the gay workaround.
I was like, just say the word and I would help you figure it out.
When did you finally come out of the closet?
I mean, like later in high school. It's like kind of like a perpetual, like you're figuring out what you like for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I'm kind of like bi-curious, but like for men, you know?
Yeah.
You shoot with men though?
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
I have a good time. Yeah, whenever I shoot, I have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there I've been with women who've been like bi or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I claim that all women say they're bi. It's like, if you ever meet a chick who's like, I'm straight, you're like, what? You know?
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, hold on. Are you sure?
Wait.
Even my one of those chicks I used to date, she was like, I don't eat pussy, and now I watch her OnlyFans. She's like
she's
eating
eating pussy.
She's having her pussy eating.
Does
she's
she
coming.
seem like she's having a good time?
Yeah, she's coming. I know when she comes. Or she's just always faking.
Yeah.
So she's either coming or she's always faking.
Either she's coming or we've got some bad news, guys.
Yeah. And but yeah, I would have chicks who were like lesbians for a while, and they're like, oh, I just sometimes just need dick. They tell me that, like they would like.
There was one comic
That's real.
That's real, right?
People, there are many lesbians who feel that way sometimes.
Yeah.
I just need to get my.
It'll come over you.
There was one comic in Toronto who she would only fuck dudes when she was ovulating. When she was ovulating,
really?
she would fuck dudes. Yeah, and the rest of the time she was like a staunch lesbian.
Brain chemistry is crazy.
Yeah.
I do feel like sexuality is a lot more fluid than I thought it was when I was growing up.
For women.
For everybody.
No,
Yes.
It's the most man. This whole idea like it's like socially acceptable to be gay, this stuff like that, and then we already had someone on, a woman who's one of the most open-minded chicks, and then I told her I want to fuck her, and she'll tell me about big dick she's had. She goes, ugh. She made like a face like a dog if you gave it hot sauce. She went.
Talking about big dick she's had.
I love fucking chicks and them telling me about other guys who fucked them good.
Oh, hot.
Yeah, I would come.
Yeah.
I would come immediately. Not only that.
Do you feel like that girls like want to do that with you, or do they get shy?
Some do. Like, dude, if you just got fucked by a guy that we like both found hot, oh my god, I would like go to town on your box.
I've talked to people like that when
Yeah.
I've been fucking them. Yeah, one time I did a scene with Dredd, and then I fucked another guy after off camera.
Yeah.
He started talking to me about it.
Oh, he was like
initiated
while
it.
he was banging you?
He's another dude with a huge dick, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, talking shit to me, and so I was talking shit back to him.
But then Dread Big is different type
There's
of
nobody bigger than Dredd.
Is it the real deal?
Yes.
Is it wild? Like when you
yes,
first.
It's crazy.
Like so when you shoot a guy. So how big? I think he's what, 11?
I mean, his dick's like.
I don't know. I think it might even be bigger than 11.
No.
It's gotta be 13. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's also like.
Because I've seen 11-inch dicks, and dick is bigger.
We need to do that test. There's like the true test of measuring how big a dick isn't like from length or like around. You like take a cup of water and you put your dick in the water. How much water do you displace?
It's volume based.
It's a volume based thing, right? So we need to see how much volume.
I'm in high school chemistry class right now.
Yeah,
I'm about to measure the volume of somebody's dick.
We need to measure the volume. When you did his scene, did you have to prep? Did you have to
When I do a scene with Dredd, I'll just tell you exactly what I do.
Okay, yeah.
I don't do any prep before, but then when I arrive, I like sit back on the couch and like put my legs up, and he'll just go slow as a snail for like 20 minutes until I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
Oh, so you guys prep off camera?
We'll prep off camera. He'll go so slow. It'll be like.
Is it when that's
very, very slow until I'm comfortable enough for us to go fast.
Is that the first time strategy? So what was the first time strategy?
That's been my strategy all 3 times.
No,
Okay,
first time you book a scene with. I mean, he's obviously Hall of Famer, right? Like he's epic.
Yes.
Maybe not he's like legend.
Yeah.
Legend,
I'd say Hall of Famer.
Hall
Hall
of
of Famer for sure.
He's still a legend, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the industry knows who he is.
And he seems like an amazing dude.
he's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get the scene booked with him. Is there like, is it something you wanted, or is it kind of how the contract
Well,
worked
I
out?
reached out to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're my scenes.
Okay, so you say, hey, let's work together.
Well, they're his too, but yeah, we like all the scenes that I have with Dread are like we are collaborations.
Collabs.
Yeah.
And so he goes, totally cool.
Yeah.
And then, so you're like, the first time when you guys meet, so you're like, we need to do prep. How does that?
I think the first time I showed up, saw his dick, I was like, yeah, we're gonna need to start really slow.
So how did it happen? He was already hard and he just whipped it out and you go, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that is really big. I will say, like, you know, I had seen images of it, so I knew it was gonna be crazy.
But in person.
It's even bigger.
Like the
know?
Grand Canyon. That was
Yeah.
how I felt.
Literally, it's the Grand Canyon of dicks.
When
honestly.
I went to the Grand Canyon, because I've flown over it into Vegas.
Yeah.
So this is how big it was. I was dating someone at the time. I went with that person. I said, I don't like heights. She said, you'll be fine. I got there. We got 2 days in the Grand Canyon, like you get a log cabin or whatever it was. We literally get there the first day. I look out at it. I said, pack your fucking bags. We're getting out of here. You lied to me. It was that big.
I've never seen it, but I've heard it's crazy.
It's insane.
Well, you've seen Dred's dick. That's like
But I have seen.
That's one of the great wonders of the world too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like the Grand Canyon. You gotta see it in your lifetime.
You gotta see it.
Yeah.
Gotta see it. Everybody's gotta see Dred's
It
dick.
also can cause Grand Canyons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
If you're not slow. And
if you're
wise
not
like
slow.
me. Yeah.
So what is the rebound period after a fucking howitzer like that?
I mean, if you just listen to your body, you might be like sore for the evening. And then that's
Okay.
it. Yeah,
'Cause
because I'm not gonna do anything that like fucks up my life. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
that's why I was like, okay, we need to like take it really slow, because I mean, like just something big like that. Like if you are like fucking a big dick like that and it's actually causing you pain, there's some imminent real health issues.
Yeah.
So like you gotta make sure that you're all warmed
Because
up.
I did hear some girls talk about how there's like an interracial rate, which is like very like a lot of people frown upon that. Like some
Yeah,
girls
it's,
charge way more to fuck black dudes, but
yeah, it's been considered quite racist.
racist,
Yeah.
yeah. But I also heard one girl, her like reason for like justifying it, she's like, well, because if I shoot with black guys, their dicks are so big, it fucks me up for a week and I can't work.
So why not just have like a rate per inch?
I mean, yeah, you could have a rate per inch. Yeah,
I feel like that
Bigger.
seems more reasonable than to like divide it by race. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, I think that's a new thing the industry needs, rate per inch. Yeah, dude, I like rate per inch.
I think that's reasonable,
Yeah.
honestly, because doing a scene with like a bigger dick, like it can honestly be more taxing. Like,
Yeah.
it can make different positions like way harder to do.
Yeah, anal's off the table for a lot of these guys.
No way. I feel like I've heard a lot of girls say that they can take a way bigger dick anally.
Really? Then
Yeah.
vaginally? Why?
Yeah,
Why is
because
this?
think about how deep your anus is.
Oh, just hitting the backboard kind of thing. Yeah, you're not going up against the cervix.
Yeah, I mean, as
Yeah.
long as you warm up properly, because I mean, there is more risks there. But yeah, like
because it's
yeah, like the
Oh, yeah,
cervix
there's-
is limited space, but
Yeah.
like your lower intestine, not limited.
Well, we don't do rate per inch. We do rate per volume. We do the volume rating system.
gotta put
yeah,
the dick in a
we
cup.
we put the dick in a cup, and then we have a whole mathematical equation to get your price, like that of how much they're going to charge. Yeah.
Rate per milliliter.
Yeah, dude. And you said that you were like, you've been kind of slutting it out since high school. You were like the star slut in high school.
Yeah, I was a very, very slutty girl.
And yeah, so you feel like you were maybe always destined for porn? Like, how were you slutting it out in high school?
I was talking to somebody about this today. Gina Valentina actually
Yeah.
asked me if I ever thought that I would be a porn star, and I was like, no, but a lot of people around me, like whenever I became one, they were like, yeah, I thought this would happen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, yeah.
I think they just
They
expected
could
it.
sense it in you, yeah.
Just from the way that I have sex, I guess.
Yeah,
And
parties or bathrooms at parties. It's
Yes.
like,
Yeah. And I've always just had kind of like a mischievous energy to me.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, looking for a good time constantly.
Yeah. Bathrooms at parties. There was, so many bathrooms at parties. I lost my virginity in the bathroom at a party.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You're having good times. Who was it?
It was at some girl's Sweet 16 party that I was friends with at the time, and then she found out later, like through the grapevine, and got really angry at me and confronted me at school. And she was
Really?
like, "We're not friends anymore."
Why?
And then we weren't friends anymore.
Because you fucked in her house?
It was at like some venue. But I don't.
So who cares?
I know, that's how I feel about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, who fucking, if somebody gets laid in the bathroom at my party, that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
sick. That's a good
That's
party.
Good party.
Exactly.
That's
You
a
want-
good party.
You want people to be
Exactly.
fucking at the party, dude.
I want that to happen.
Yeah, dude.
Do you get DMs from people who you went to like high school with, stuff like that? You're a big fan. Do you get people?
Sometimes, yeah. Okay, the first guy I ever dated recently reached out to me on my OnlyFans, and he was like, "I just want you to know that I support you."
Oh, yeah.
It was really cool.
That's a cool-
honestly.
cool dude.
Yeah, it was really nice, honestly. The other day, okay, I think that I got this message because I talk shit on this guy on podcast, but the guy who used to manage me at a strip club that I worked at for the longest time, he texted me and he was like, "Why are you hating on me publicly?" But he used to like I don't know, always target me and like
What do you mean target you?
he like was always like trying to catch me bringing home my own tips and it's like insinuating that I was stealing from the club and like fired me for like going and dancing at another club one time, and I was like,
Were you not allowed to do that? Can't you dance wherever you want?
legally you're supposed to be able to do that.
Oh, but they
Yeah.
would try to get that. Happens in the fucking Canadian comedy industry too.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a certain clubs that they're like, oh, if you work another club, you're
Yes.
not allowed to come work in
Yes.
this club. Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's illegal.
That
These
is-
guys
it's
are
a-
independent
Yo,
contractors,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
It was Yuck Yucks in Canada. The
Yeah.
owner,
Yuck Yucks.
the owner would I got
Wow,
fired for it.
pick a struggle, corny ass name or
Yeah.
breaking labor laws.
Well,
Exactly.
he was an '80s guy, and he was like, I was headlining his club, but I was making $5,000 a year, and so I would perform at a club which was more like a rock star. It was like punk rock. Like the
Fuck
corner
yeah.
was more
Yeah.
punk rock, and so I would perform there literally 8 to 10 times. And comedy, the currency on your way up. Even the currency when you're like successful, the currency is stage time. The currency is not financial. Financial comes with your act being good.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
So
Always want stage
even
time.
like last night, we went to a bar show in Miami just to do a spot. Don't care about the money. Cost us $40 to do it,
Yeah.
which is not a lot of money, but it's enough that like imagine every time
if you're doing that every day to work, you know.
Oh, and usually Monday through Friday in like, I'm not making a lot of money doing spots because I'm not famous enough yet. So I'm just getting out there. My first year in New York City, I was out every night. I made $20,000 and to live in New York City. So I just like to
How much money were you spending though to work?
Every day I'm spending money. When you're first in New York and nobody knows you, you're not going to get paid.
So you're really like not making shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I didn't start making money in comedy till I made...
You're making credit card debt at that
Yeah,
point.
2000. I didn't have a credit card till 6 months ago. 2019 was my most profitable comedy career. Then COVID hit. My year in comedy made $35,000, and then COVID hit, and then this year, right now, last year I did well, but I had part-time job, and then this year I don't. This is my first year without having a job, after 12 years of comedy.
Yeah.
What's like a good like income for a comedian?
6 figures.
Yeah.
Figures,
There's plenty of comics that are doing 6 figures. Like
Yeah.
if you're touring around and you can sell decent tickets and you have a good following, like you can, I mean, it'll range. Some guys can make like 5,000 a weekend. Some guys can make 30,000 in a
Yeah.
weekend.
And they make it off ticket sales?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you sell some merch, and then maybe you have your podcast, and you get like sponsors for your podcast, and so there's a lot of different ways to monetize now. Patreon, all these things. So people can there's a lot of working comics that are like making 6 figures a year, and people you would never know the name of.
Yeah.
Interesting. OnlyFans loves comedians.
Yeah.
As
Yes.
I'm sure you guys know.
We both did the OnlyFans taping.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's part of like what makes it. I mean, OnlyFans for a guy like me, where industry doesn't fuck with me. OnlyFans does. That's why, like, I have no shade on nobody in this
fuck no,
industry.
yeah.
No, I'm like, I know the reality of this is like,
Yeah.
I'm in an area also with other people that, you know, mainstream won't, they won't fuck with, like, you have to make your own money on a platform because everyone else will censor you, like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, thank God, like for you guys, is probably good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's good, but
Yeah.
But isn't that crazy that there's a social media app that you can't post your information, like you can't post anything on Instagram, but alcohol companies can?
Literally.
Yeah, right?
Literally. I'm not hurting anybody.
No, it's like, jerking off, porn, tits, the human body, sexuality. It's like fucking, that's what I've always thought.
Meanwhile, alcohol, tobacco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, right.
What were you saying?
I just think it's so, I think part of the reason why my comedy goes to absurd is because, or talks about sex is because I like absurdity, and it's so absurd how we act and react around sex.
Literally.
With how it's every part, it's in everything. It's like
Yes.
in your relationships, it's in marketing, it's in movies, it's everywhere, but you're supposed to be ashamed of it.
Well,
It's like
not
totally
even,
unavoidable.
Yeah.
and not only that, they even like respect more comedians who are clean. Like there is that thing like, oh, everyone can blah, 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 blah. So
Yeah.
like, oh, so we're going to even pretend even further that
Yeah.
nobody's even, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I do love Nate. He was one of the best comedians, makes the most money, but people say, and he's clean. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So, but he also has
Right.
kids. He also comes in his wife's pussy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, literally.
let's
This,
not
I promise
pretend.
you that guy is having sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also
promise you.
he's also his comedy is like he's badass. So you're like, I'm assume, but I understand the need to or the desire not to put that out
Right.
there, but also like don't.
It doesn't devalue.
Sex
It
is
doesn't
funny.
devalue
I
what
just feel
we
like
do.
Yeah.
Sex is funny.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sex is funny, point blank.
Yeah.
I have a question though. Are there any like girl comedians who like have like a hybrid OnlyFans that's like
Oh,
Yes.
porn
Yeah.
and
Karen
comedy,
Feehan.
or do
Yeah.
they get like ripped to shreds if they do that?
No, we
by
have
the
said-
comedy
I
community.
was saying Emily and Jamie Lee.
Oh, Emily and Jamie Lee, yeah.
Two girls, one
yeah,
blonde.
two of our really good friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I know who they are.
yeah,
Yeah,
the two-
yeah,
they used to be
Yes.
Miami chicks, and now they're in Austin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Emily and Jamie and Emily, and then there's also Karen Feehan.
Karen killing
Karen
it.
Feehan makes a ton of money on OF, and then
Yeah.
she also like her comedy specials on OF TV now. And
Oh,
so yeah,
fuck yeah.
so then
Yeah.
that drives traffic over to her OnlyFans. Like it's like all being she's in the ecosystem of OnlyFans, both on the comedy side and the porn side, and just like raking it in everywhere.
She's making them laugh.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
making tons of money. But yeah,
Whitney
there's-
Cummings did OnlyFans TV, I thought.
yeah,
Comedy
she
special.
did comedy special. She
But
doesn't do like porn, she doesn't put her tits up. like that, yeah.
Not that I know of.
For someone like that, we were actually talking about who's it makes sense for and who doesn't it make sense for.
Yeah.
For her, I think it would make, like, you know what I'm saying? Like little teasers.
Yeah,
she
but-
would make a
yeah,
bajillion
she's
dollars because
beautiful.
she's gorgeous and she
Yeah.
also like interviews like porn stars and stuff
Yeah.
like that on her
Yeah.
podcast and
She's
stuff.
very, very talented.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's a matter of like she moves 3,000 tickets in the
Right.
market. Yeah,
It's
so
also,
just-
too, like, maybe comfortability. I don't.
That's so real. I can understand it.
and it does affect like it's still we do have to live with the reality that once you cross that line, there's not really a going back
No,
unless
you can
you're
never go back.
You never go back.
Yeah.
And it like branding wise, like she probably on her podcast gets all these different brand deals. And I know when Bella Danger did the Barstool podcast, a bunch of brands were like, well, we can't sponsor this episode because
Really?
she's on
Oh,
this episode.
really?
Yeah.
Just the singular episode with her
Just a
on it.
singular episode that like we can't sponsor because she's on it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So many brands can't
There's
be associated.
so many like OnlyFans and porn girls that go on Barstool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Constantly.
And
But-
I
but
don't know
Abella's.
if it's every time they go on that they can't sponsor those episodes. I know OnlyStans is a specific platform for that kind of stuff.
But
Yeah.
she was on Barstool.
Yeah, she got interviewed by. She did KFC Barstool. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Have you
That's
done
crazy.
OnlyStans and that kind of stuff?
I have not yet.
No? Oh, I
I
feel like
would.
you would. Yeah, you'd be a good fit. We
I
can
would.
hook you up with Stan.
Yay.
Or what's his name again?
I don't know his name.
Only Stan's is
Mr. Barstool.
Mr. Barstool. No, I can't believe I'm blanking
Well,
on
I
his
know
name.
KFC does stuff, but he's like also doing like kind of
Lenny Balls. That's
Lenny,
his
yeah.
name.
Lenny Balls.
He's gonna see this and be like, "Fuck you guys."
I'd be literally
Not
done
putting
his
her on the
podcast.
podcast.
Also, also, he doesn't know who I am, so it's not like. But what KFC's doing, I noticed in the he's doing like something happens, kind of like a TMZ stuff.
Oh, he's done news for a while.
Yeah.
He's like basically a news guy.
Yeah, he's a news guy with that.
Yeah,
but I also too. There is a thing where it's like if sponsors don't want to fuck with me, that's fine. I wouldn't care. I personally don't care. But
Good.
maybe I don't know. Maybe it does make a difference financially. Maybe there is a thing. Maybe if you start talking about the difference between making $80,000 a year to like $400,000 a year, you have to be smart. But also there is a thing where it's like, well, if you're making millions a year, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want people to tell me what to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in that. I
I don't like anybody being in charge of me.
No.
Ever.
Yeah, you seem
No.
like you're a pretty free spirit person. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to do whatever I want, and I will do whatever I've got to do to make sure I can continue to do whatever
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
Period.
When people go to your OF, what kind of content are they going to get? Are you doing everything? Because you said you like girls more, but you're
Yeah, I mean, I have hundreds of videos, like tons with guys, tons with girls. I mean, because I just pick out whoever I want to work with, and I'm like, let's fuck.
Have you done
No.
the whole gamut? Like you've done the gangbangs, and have you done like
I've got
blowbangs?
gangbangs. I haven't done a blowbang yet. I have a scene with I'm blowing 2 guys, but I haven't done a blowbang yet. But I've got gangbangs. I've got huge orgies that I've been in. I've got POV stuff. I've got some anal stuff. Like kind of got like whatever anybody would be looking for, really, honestly. Because I try to have, when they arrive, I try to be ready.
Yeah.
To host anybody.
Anybody. Yeah.
Anybody.
Jack of all trades.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is there a type that you're like, this is my magnum opus, this is my best shit, this is the shit you need to check out?
Like my POV stuff.
POV.
Really?
Yeah, my POV stuff. I also like doing like stepsister, stepmom stuff. I think it's really fun.
Do you do both roles?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, right on. Yeah.
I'll do stepsister, stepmom, stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Whatever. Yeah.
Any step you
I think it's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like a little bit of acting.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Who have you done it with?
Most of my family scenes are with Alex Adams.
Dude, I was just talking about him with another. Do you know
He's the
Alex
one.
Adams?
No.
So Alex Adams is like the king of the tube stuff. He doesn't go to
Really?
any of these events. He doesn't go to like
He's
any.
like #1 male porn star.
Yeah,
in the world.
he's
Yeah.
the number one.
What?
male. He doesn't even show his face in any of his videos. I mean, maybe 1 or 2.
He shows his face in his TikToks.
So
he's not like trying to protect his identity or
What is
anything
it?
like that. He
Alex-
just doesn't think
Alex
it's
Adams.
sexy.
I don't know if you'll even find him on Instagram.
No.
He is like.
If you look up Alex Adams on TikTok, you'll find him.
He's basically.
Oh, Alex Adams Media.
Yeah, that's him.
So he
Ginger.
he basically was doing like the stepmom, stepsis, stepbro stuff before it was even cool. Like
Yeah.
he was doing it way back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's really fun to make those scenes with because we'll
Yeah.
kind of just like bounce back and forth and like get like really into the roles.
Are they
And it's
scripted?
really horny. No, we improv. I mean, we'll like come up with like a general idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if he scripts for other girls, but with me and him, like we'll basically be like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Either one or both of us will think of it. He's really, really creative with it.
Yeah.
He's
So
quick
tell
on his
me-
feet, and we'll basically come up with like a basic like frame of the back and forth.
Yeah.
Like I have one with him where this is one of my most popular videos on Pornhub. I have one with him where I'm his stepmom and we are on a family vacation in Miami, and I'm on the phone with his dad fucking like screaming at him. I'm like, I know you're on a yacht with hookers right now. I can't believe you're doing this for a family vacation. Like, and hang up the phone on him. And then we kind of go into this back and forth where I end up fucking him.
Yeah.
So what makes a guy great in bed? What makes a guy what makes a guy? Because like I like to fuck. I'll be honest with you. I like kind of being a lazy fucker sometimes. I like doing missionary, drooling on but I like to do missionary.
Okay.
But I will put on a performance if that. What would be the play to really? And everyone's different. But what would be kind of a generic game plan you would say for a man to really fuck someone good?
Okay, well, I think that the first thing, if you really want to do that, the first thing that you have to do is let a girl know that you're obsessed with making her feel good, and that's what gets you off. And with that context, draw out the information of what she likes and have her talk to you about it in detail.
So
and let her know that that turns you on. So that's step one.
So it's just saying, like, so if we're gonna hook up, you know.
Yes, let her know.
I gotta be honest. Like, this would be role play, okay?
Okay.
So I gotta be honest with you.
Okay, I'm listening.
I wanna make you come.
Really?
Yeah.
What if I just want to make you come?
Oh yeah, but
You already failed the test.
You broke in the role, dude. Cut. No, JJ.
Take it from the top.
can I say one thing?
Try again.
You cut me off before. Yes, but I do still want to
and?
see you come.
Okay.
So what can I do? Because I want you to get off.
You want me to get off?
Oh my God, yeah. I want to.
Me? That's crazy. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
What would it take?
Is this the part where I actually just go into?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. So I like when somebody starts really slow, like start with lots of like nipple licking and pussy eating, and like slow build up, starting from really slow until I just can't even take it anymore and I have to get fucked.
So you
I
want
have to get fucked
You
at
want
that
to
point.
get teased.
Not necessarily teased, but like maybe teased. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not above teasing, but like a really slow build up to the point where I'm like so turned on I can't do anything else. I have to get fucked in that moment.
The gentle to rough.
Yeah.
The gentle to
be-
hard.
To gentle to hard, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, who knows what the night holds, you know?
Yeah.
Like it could be anything, but
Right
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I never thought of that approach of being like, because sometimes you do ask a chick, like I'm often, if I'm hooking up with some random, I would be like, well, what are you into? Like, or what do you, but like, oh, like, what do you like? And I'm just very upfront with it. And a lot of time girls are like, you know, like whatever, or like anything, or like,
They're
what do you
lying.
like? They're shy.
They're being
you know?
so demure about it, but it's not true.
It's exactly. And,
Yes.
and
Everybody
I,
likes something.
I would always
Everyone
find
likes
that
something.
Everyone
Yeah.
likes something, like
Yeah.
whatever it is, nipple play or whatever. It can be more vanilla or maybe it's more extreme.
Yeah.
But I would always find that a little frustrating because I was like, I know you're trying to be like polite or shy, but I'm like, I just really want to know because I'm
Yeah.
like, how do we? The communication is gonna get us there. Then we're both gonna
Touching buttons.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lot of women are like kind of culturally conditioned to, you know, just like fall into like whatever role with a man and just
Yeah.
be like, oh, like I just want to serve you or whatever. No shade to anybody who takes enjoyment from that. You know, everybody gets off whatever way they get off. And so for a lot of women, like it's really helpful for a man to say like, it's going to get me off to get you off. And
Yeah.
like, this is what I really want to be doing so bad. For me personally, I think any like long lasting sexual relationship I've had is with someone who like makes it extremely clear that they get a ton of pleasure from making sure that I come.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think a good approach, if you don't know, is kind of be like a little dominant, like where you're like making, and then like the thing I like to do is like kind of like whisper while you're making out, while it's hot, like you whisper, I want to make you come.
Yes.
And then you can kind of open that door.
Communication.
Yeah, but you're in the moment, you're opening that door and you're like, I want to make you come. And then you can get a feedback.
Yeah.
There's that feedback loop in that moment.
Yeah. That's
Look at
not-
this
yeah.
educational podcast.
Educational podcast.
We're educating the viewers.
So
they
you-
will make somebody come now.
You went to college and then you were stripping while you were in college?
No, I got a biology degree and then I tried to work my degree for maybe like 5 years or something like that.
Oh,
and then,
really?
Yeah.
Just in and out of jobs, or one job, or not have like what was?
I had a bunch of different jobs.
Yeah.
So I went to college. I got a biology degree. I started working in like the nonprofit sphere, kind of fuck it with my degree, basically.
Yeah.
I wasn't really
Yeah.
using it. I mean, I was doing like agriculture stuff, which is adjacent to biology, but not really.
Were you just bored? Not fun.
I just didn't want to do any of the science jobs that were available to me. I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. And then all the jobs that I was working were not paying me very well. And then I was trying to start my own nonprofit. And then like I just was like, I guess I'm gonna be a stripper because I was dating this lesbian couple at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Trouble?
We were in a throuple. It was
Throuple.
awesome. It was freaking awesome. They're both two of my best friends still. Years
Really?
later. Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah. One of them had they both had a lot of stripper friends, basically. Yeah. And I saw all of their friends stripping, having a good time, not having to work jobs during the day, and having enough money to do whatever they wanted, you know? And so I was like, yeah, I want that. And they were both incredibly supportive. So I
did that, start making money right away?
No, not really.
Frustrating?
Yeah, I started doing it, and I was making like $100 a night for the first like year. I got discouraged.
That's frustrating, yeah.
Yeah, I got frustrated, stopped for a little while, and then I came back, and then it worked the second time.
Yeah.
What changed?
Yeah. I don't know. I think my determination.
Yeah.
I was like, I will talk to every single guy in the club.
Yeah, you really. Cause that is the thing about stripping. We had. Do you know Lotus Bomb?
I think I do. Yeah.
Lotus Bomb. We interviewed her a while back, and she was telling us how like it's like a constant. Like the strippers are like communicating. It's almost like a pack of wolves or something.
Yes.
Yeah. You're in there, and like one girl's like, they're talking to all the girls, and like, oh, this guy has money. So it's like, oh, the girls are like start going around him, and this table's good, and like always communicating and working, and like they're strategizing.
Strippers can communicate with each other via just eye contact.
Yeah.
Like you look at a girl, it's like, don't fucking talk to this guy.
Yeah, like like this guy's a waste of time.
It's mine.
Oh,
no,
he's mine.
He's mine.
Oh,
Yeah, it could be either one, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
Depends on what kind of club and like what the dynamics are of it.
Did you have a good club, or are you guys a little cutthroat?
I've worked at some great clubs and some clubs that sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the Miami grind?
No.
I heard it's like pretty epic here.
I wouldn't know, but I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tootsie's and what's the other one? 11.
Yeah, that one's more like a nightclub. I've heard that it can be good or suck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because
really?
people there are like not necessarily there to go to a strip club. They're there to go to like a nightclub.
Interesting.
Yes.
I would hate that vibe.
I've heard that.
Yeah, exactly.
I would hate that.
Yeah,
There's good chicken wings though.
Oh yeah, a lot of wings.
See, now he's into it.
The Atlanta place that the guy broke COVID for.
You're talking about Magic City?
Magic City Wings.
I'm about to go to Atlanta for the first time, I guess, and I
Right.
want to go to Magic City so bad. I'm going with some like lesbian friends of mine to go to a WNBA game. And,
Oh, really?
And yeah, one of
That's
them,
the most lesbian
thing
thing I've ever
Listen to
heard
this.
in my
One of this.
life.
One of my friends that I'm going to be going with is like 70 years old, and she keeps a binder of all the WNBA lesbian drama.
Wow.
She has
Oh
showed
my
me this
God.
binder, and I'm
be a
so
lot of
excited to
drama.
go with her.
That is crazy. Dude, that is like a next tier of lesbian I didn't know existed. Like I knew Subaru, I knew like plaid shirts, I knew pit bulls, but
Forget what
binder?
you know.
Yeah.
WNBA drama binder.
That's
Really?
crazy,
Do
dude.
you think women get traded because of the drama?
I'm going to find out.
Yeah, dudes get traded because of drama too.
Really?
Yeah. I've got guys on a team, and
What
he's
kind
like,
of fucking drama do
Clubhouse.
male
they
athletes
call,
get in with each
they
other?
call Clubhouse cancer.
Yeah, like some guys just have a big ego and they think they're the hot shit, and that can drag down an entire team and ruin if your morale shitty because one guy's kind of mouthing off and being shitty and making everyone else be like it's.
So they're gonna get rid of him because he has a terrible vibe.
Oh
Yeah.
How do you-
It
because
can
he's a
ruin
bad
team.
athlete?
It can ruin a team.
Yeah, bad
How
vibe.
embarrassing! That's more embarrassing than being bad at a sport.
Yeah, being bad
For sure.
vibe, you're a bad hang, dude. You got to get out.
The whole team sucks because of you.
Yeah.
Some comedy clubs won't book certain guys because they just stinkers.
And that's a big
Punishers.
thing with who you take on the road. Like the person
Oh
you
my
take on the
God.
road is like the best like the three qualities that you need for someone to take on the road is like one, funny, of course. They should be able to perform and do their job and not fuck up the show or the audience or be like too whatever.
By a
Two-
person that you take on the road, do you mean like someone you go on tour with?
Yeah,
Like
you're
a
opening-
second comedian?
You're opening
Yeah.
comic.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
And then two would be like if they can provide some sort of value to the show. If they like when JJ was going on the road with me, he was doing all my brand deals. Like he brought me in thousands of dollars in brand deals. And then
yeah.
or we have another guy we go on the road with, Eric Freddy, who films the whole show. He can film, he can edit, he can do all these things. And then the third thing, which is arguably the most important thing, is good hang.
Fun to
If
be
you
with.
are a bad hang, you are not going on the fucking road.
Fuck no, you're about to hang out with that person every day.
Yeah.
Some people are punishers.
And
Yeah.
if you're on tour with someone, you can't be like, sorry, can't hang out today.
Yeah.
No, yes, you can. We're
Yeah.
literally on tour together.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly, dude. So you were stripping after university, and
Yes.
then from the stripping, did that get you into porn and doing all the adult work?
Yeah, basically COVID happened, and I was like, fuck, I guess I'm an OnlyFans girl now.
Yeah,
That was
you
what
went-
all the other strippers were doing, so I was like, okay.
Yeah. How
Fuck
quick
it.
did you see it go from just like just on OnlyFans to like really start making cash?
I think it took me maybe 2 months for me to realize I am not going back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 months.
Yeah.
Because I know you because you're good at social. Like
Thanks. Oh my gosh.
Your social's really good, and you're not just good at social. You appear on like you said, you've taken a podcast hiatus, but you were doing more than just podcasts. You were doing those like panels of like the dating panels, all this different kind of stuff, and you're making yourself this social personality, which drives people to all these other platforms.
Well, you're also
Thank you, that's a big
outspoken too,
compliment.
which is good.
You said what?
Outspoken, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're both like that too. Which
Yeah.
I think is a good thing. It
Yeah.
rubs people the wrong way, but it rubs more people the right way.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. I think you have to be. You
Well,
should have a good opinion.
yeah.
Well, we
I
had
just
to move.
can't-
We had to move the art.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I just don't want to be a fucking pushover, and then
Yeah.
and then like after my career, be like, fuck, like I let somebody like corner me into like something that I don't know if I believe in, even if I'm not
Exactly.
sure about it. Like, honestly, I think that I was a little bit too like liberal as in like lax about what podcast I was willing to go on, like the
Yeah.
Fresh and Fit stuff. Like
you
now,
did?
now
Oh,
I look back at it, and I'm like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
For real, you know, like, because they say a lot of hateful things about women, and I think that the messaging that they share, like, is really hurtful to men as well, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, even, well, I don't want to compare the two, but I do feel like their hatefulness is hurting men a lot, like,
Yeah.
because it's putting men in these weird
I-
fucking mindsets.
Yeah.
I think the problem is, so I'm not like, I don't start podcast wars. I'm not even going after them. I think the problem is people, they see that certain groups of men are at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And they take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch their content. I'm not a fan of what they do. I've just seen clips, and I've heard through many different lady friends that
Yeah.
they've gone on it. We've had another one on
Yeah.
our podcast, and they had a terrible experience. So
Yeah, they're incredibly successful at
Yes.
getting the messaging out there. I will say they're a little bit like controlling about like how they want like women to act on the podcast, which is aligned with just the way they behave
Right.
around women in general. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they have all these rules around how polite they want women to be in order to be like credited, tagged, or even remain in the room. Like, they'll kick girls out if they think that they're like acting out of line, but then they'll be doing all the things that they don't want the women to be doing, which
So-
is kind of silly.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
well, I think the problem is also too, I think everyone has to take, like even like when I look at someone, I think we were talking about Andrew Tate yesterday. Oh man, we've done so many of these.
Yeah.
You have to, like, not you, I'm just saying anyone
Anybody, yeah.
has to understand. Same with news, same with CNN, same with Fox, same with Tucker, same with Rogan. You know,
Yes.
well, Rogan actually, it's an exception because I really think he's doing what he wants to do. But I think most people, at the end of the day, they're trying to earn revenue. And whether it's the Fresh and Fit, the Andrew Tate, or whoever, they're trying to get clicks, they're trying to get people to. So obviously, when people are successful, even if you don't like it, like I don't watch NPR or listen to NPR, but they're successful because they're going to keep on saying the things that people they know they want to listen will click and listen to. So
Yeah, they can't
Yeah.
go outside of their lines. There's
Yes.
very few people who have put themselves in a position where you can operate, like you're in a position where you're like, my funds all come to me. I don't have to do things I don't want to do. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say very few, but there is a lot of people who are
It's the minority
beholden.
of people.
Yeah,
to
it
some-
is. It
Do what
really,
they want
it
to
really
do.
is. Yeah,
Under
most.
our system. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most people work for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, podcasters work for their clicks, advertisers, and something. So,
So they're still beholden to something.
they're still
Yeah.
beholden to, and that is why, despite like if I love Rogan, it's not a political thing. I found him in 2013 when I started comedy, and I just fuck with him.
I don't know enough about him to
Yeah,
have any
no,
opinion
but
about it.
but that's my opinion on him.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe he is one of the few guys that does not behold to anybody. I think he
yeah.
does. And I
will
respect that.
This is not a Seth Rogen comment because I actually don't really even.
Seth Rogen?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I don't even know the difference between
Yeah,
these
yeah,
two
That's
people.
also a good space
Yeah,
to be in.
I don't really. I think whatever. Anyways, yeah, I don't know who a lot of the guys in like the influencing space are, honestly. But what I do know is that we are living in a time where there's a crazy fucking internet like wormhole that leads to red pill content.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like no
yeah.
matter what platform you're on, if you get on and you just wait for long enough, you're in like a red pill like alt-right spiral.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Well,
And so I feel like for men nowadays, like they feel there's something that they're seeking and they're receiving some kind of validation through these social media pipelines that are like, you know, disguised as self-help, or maybe they are providing them
No, I
some
just
sort
think
of value, you know?
I just think people are on their phones.
Yeah.
And I think you want to take it a step further. I think whoever programmed the phones in Silicon Valley, I think those people, to be honest with you, are at fault for where we are today. That's
Just our phone's addictiveness.
Yeah,
They know they're super addictive, and I think part of that, why that spiral happens, isn't like so much of like a malicious.
Yeah.
It's what grabs people attention the most.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The reason why I think it grabs men the most, we talked about this with Dan Holloway, is those things, like some of these male self-help things are legit people who are helping men and they're
Mm-hmm.
giving really good information. You talk about Chris Williamson.
Chris Williamson.
Yeah. A lot.
But even him, he's considered Manosphere, and he's not. He's like, he's not. He has like.
But his stuff is really legit educational. How do I improve my life?
It's just like
kind of
over
stuff.
here on
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
spectrum,
but then
not over here.
But he's considered Manosphere, and he has people that are feminists, that are dating. He just brings on
Interesting.
people that are curious. They come on with science.
Yeah.
He comes on. He gets guests that are very educated. He has guests who talk about what he's interested in from a science background. It's fascinating.
But then
Interesting.
on the other side of it, where you have people who are sort of preying on dudes to get their money. What I've said is it's similar to makeup industries to women.
Yes. Yeah. It's like the equivalent.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
a really good analogy.
Yeah, we found your insecurities and your masculinity.
Yes.
For the makeup companies, like we found your insecurities and your femininity,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to attack them nonstop. We're going to sell you Botox. We're going to sell you facelifts. We're going
predatory,
to sell you
yes.
all this
Also,
shit.
not only this, to go back on that,
Yeah.
like, you know, in prior to Ozempic, people would say, stop body shape, da 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 da. You don't hear that as a conversation because a lot of people who struggle with it might be taking Ozempic,
Yeah.
and now they're happy with it. But nobody's fighting for body shaming now.
But the Ozempic is fucked, dude. Have you seen some of the effects of it now?
Yeah.
Because now they're saying with Ozempic, like, people lose weight. So you lose 100 pounds.
lose muscle too.
30% of the weight you lose is lean mass. So there's muscle
Interesting.
and bone.
Yeah.
So
Oh
my
people are
God.
getting osteoporosis
Not
from the
bone.
shit. Yeah, you're losing bone, dude. Bone's
Yeah.
hard to get.
They actually
Bones are
say
hard to get.
They actually say like the ideal thing. I don't know if this is fact because I listen to everything on the internet and then I repeat it with no science. But they say the ideal thing for Ozempic is people who it's like really bad where they can't lose any weight, or actually you need to just lose like 10 pounds. And they
Yeah.
say that's
Wait.
really helpful.
So then
Will
can,
you explain that? What you just said again? I don't think I understood.
I'm 10 pounds heavier than I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Ozempic would benefit me because I still go to the gym, I still work out and stuff like that, and I'm not going to lose a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
So, but it's like the middle ground where people are saying like,
yeah, if you're like 250 pounds,
Yes.
but you should be like 180.
Yes.
Those are the people who are going to get
Interesting.
really
or
sick.
very morbidly obese, where it's like a real health condition.
Yeah.
So, like, again, these are things I've heard from. I'm very interested in it. What I do find fascinating is the fact that body shaming was a thing, like
Yes.
people would talk about.
Yeah.
And now it's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of cultural shifts.
Big cultural shifts.
Recently,
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy?
Yeah, it is,
Cultural
honestly.
shifts within. Man, I'm an 80s child. I'm 44. Maybe because I didn't live it and I didn't like take so much information in, but it just seems like there's cultural shifts monthly now.
Yeah.
It's so fast. I mean, just because the amount of information that's like feeding our change in culture is exponentially larger. Like, we have a rectangle that we hold next to our face that has all of the information in the world on it. Of course, there's going to be crazy ass monthly cultural shifts.
Does that worry you not worry you, but is that like always I feel you're always on the pulse.
I mean, I've removed myself from social media like crazy.
Really?
Love that for you.
I have a day where I like make all my content for the whole week, and then I look at my phone. I actually downloaded an app where I can just access like the chatting features on Instagram, and so I don't actually have to go into the app features.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah. I think it's called Beeper.
I want that.
Yeah.
I'm not like so interested.
We're not sponsored by Beeper or anything.
Yeah, but I'm just on my phone too much, and I just know there is moments when you just meditate. Like I meditate every day, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or sometimes I'll go in the sauna for 30 minutes. Man, it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
30 minutes of just heat, sweat. What doesn't bother me, I just think it's wild. Yeah. People will do a sauna and they bring their phone in.
Yeah, I will.
I've been guilty of that.
I'll do it, but I like to listen to a podcast. Or something.
No, but I'm saying like they're just on
scrolling. No, because I wrap it up because I don't want it to overheat.
To me,
I have let my phone overheat in the sauna.
Yeah, you're scrolling in there?
Yeah, and I think it's very, very bad for my phone. So
Yeah,
don't do it, anybody. Don't do this if
I
you're
think the
listening.
sauna is just such a sacred time. I know we have
Good.
to.
We got to wrap
We
her
got
up.
to wrap.
Yeah. Okay.
That was great.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, hit him with your socials right into this camera.
Yeah, okay. So my socials on Instagram, I'm not Emma Mag, NOTEMMAMAG, and then on Twitter, I'm the Emma Mag. And if you want to see more of me, my OnlyFans is Emma Magnolia XO.
Woo.
I'm gonna add you.